What's up, everybody? This is Eric from GB Games, and this is another edition of Dracanea Vlogs, where we take a peek behind the curtain of game development, and we do a whole lot of talking about nothing. Now, today, as we've been doing a lot lately, we're back in Unity just working on more maps, more scenes, environments, whatever you want to call them. It's interesting. I've seen other software refer to just each individual world as a map or an environment. I know in Unity, the terminology specifically is scenes. But this area in particular, this is Dazzleburg, or Dazzleburg City, if you want to be technical. And to be blunt, it's basically just New York City. It's just meant to be the Victorian era kind of old-timey New York City, like around the turn of the century. Already done a lot of work setting up most of the buildings, basic geometry, put a lot of cars down, a whole lot of cars. If you've ever been to not just New York City, but any big city, if you ever set foot in any big city, there's a shit ton of cars. So that and a lot of street lines, a lot of street lights. Honestly, setting up a lot of this was very repetitive, but it's a very, very, very big scene or map or environment as far as the game goes, so it certainly took a lot of time to just fill it up. And as I touched in an earlier video, it's trying to find that right balance between, not having it just be an empty, barren environment that looks like nothing versus, just crowding everything like, oh, we'll have a street light there, a street light there, a street light there, we'll have one here. Like, there's a balance to be struck, so hopefully that's what we found. In the meantime, I today wanted to get into the buildings themselves and add a little bit of detail to them, because a lot of them are still pretty primitive. Like, some of them don't even have, like this one here, it doesn't even have windows. No windows, no doors. So we're going to try to get into the early stages of, kind of decorating these. So let's see what we can do. Let's start here, because we've got these little fruit stands or booths, whatever you want to call them. We already have those outside, so this probably end up like a store of some sort. Let's clear out this stupid error with the device file that Unity loves throwing. I don't know why. I should look up and make sure that that's not some sort of like big deal that someday that error is going to come back and be like, oh, by the way, this error message that means that the entire folder has been deleted and you can't recover it. The game is destroyed forever. Let's see. So I'm thinking maybe we could put some of these like big glass panels on the front. Make it kind of have almost like a department store vibe to it. Let's see. Throw those on there. Yeah, that probably work. Although, yeah, I'll have to put some sort of backing behind it. Let's see, I'll use the water tile now because I don't have many others for now. Let's stick these three on top of it. Oh. Specifically, oh, I see what we gotta do. We're gonna move these here, and this water tile is at the default. So, okay, cool. Spread this out to be the width of those. So, let's see. What's it gonna be? 1.5? Oh, no, never mind. All right, okay, so let's take these out first. Change this tile. So let's see. 1.5. Nope. Is it 2? Is it 2.5? Almost. Wow, this is thrilling. There we go. 2.7. We did it. We made it. 2.7 is going to match it up there. And what about the y-axis? 2? No, that's too big, of course. 1.5. Is this going to be a 7 too? Alright, I guess we're just 7s all around. Lucky 7. Alright, so let's child those onto the water. And yeah, Specifically, need to change that water tile so that it's not literally water. So we'll just give it like a dark blue kind of tinge. Or we could leave it as water. It just looks like this building is filled up with water. Maybe when we get to the aquarium, we might do something like that. Alright, I think that looks pretty damn good. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Actually, I'm curious. I just did that, but I almost wonder. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of artistic license that we take with this game in terms of historical accuracy. I mean, it's a fantasy RPG. It doesn't have to be super by the books, but I'm just curious now. Let's see. When did stores get big glass window displays? Late 1800s. All right, that's just about what this city, what Dazzleburg is supposed to be based on. Like late 1800s New York City. Cool. All right. All right, we're right on the money there. Let's see. Okay. So, according to history, we can have big glass windows here. And since the glass actually is transparent, I could stick things behind it for display. Whoop, that's way too big. Yeah, big hole. That's an expensive present. Let's see. We have any little ones? All right, if I stick that in there. Obviously, this isn't going to look good for now, but I'm just curious. I can return to it a later date. Oh, it's gone. It's totally gone. Where'd it go? All right, let's set that to 0. Oh, there we go. Well, that doesn't look bad, actually. Yeah. All right, cool. So, all right, that's good to know. I will take that out for now. And in the future, we can go through and we can add in some of those. Like, we could have like a fruit store. We could have just the little presents. We could have a store that sells just pots. Anything we want to slide back there. Okay. Now, you know, let's rename this so it's not literally just named Water 1. Change that to glass display window. There we go. You know what? Let's make a prefab out of it too, because I'll probably need a bunch of these for this whole city area. Do original prefab. Cool. Okay. Control D. I know this is probably no like big secret, but I gotta say, Control D is like my favorite command when working in Unity. I'm sure it is for many people working in Unity, but it's just like the numbered. I wish I could like install some sort of plugin that would like log every time I do Control D and duplicate and just see how many times I hit it. Like in a given hour, is it like 50, like 100? How many times? It's got, you know what? At very least, like you look at all just each individual item, that every just little game object, like it's got to be in the hundreds at very least. So, okay. So this, like we said, we're gonna make this like a store kind of building since we give the big display windows. Let's try doing like in the past I have taken the tops off of these little like booths to make like awnings, so that'll probably look pretty good. Let's see, we'll throw that over here. Wow, very cool. Look at that. That is a store ass store. Look at that. We got ourselves a store. You know, it'll make it even better, I bet. Boxes of fruit. There you go. Oh, yeah. We got bananas. We got apples. Look at that. And then, you know what? So we are not just covering this whole area in fruit boxes. Where are regular boxes? We'll just throw some regular plain boxes on the other side. Oh, that's too tall. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why I don't know why I created that box, like a super tall box, because we got standard box, we got a tiny box, we got a tall box. So like I don't really, I mean, I guess maybe it looks more like a big like cargo kind of box. So we don't need that for the time being. Or these. So have a couple of these guys. It is covering the window a little bit, but oh well. Too bad. That's the price of doing business, I guess. Cool. Okay. Look at this. Look at this nice little little store, like this little store place here. Could probably, it'll probably end up. I don't know if we'll. Part of the weird thing, and I know this is probably something I should plan ahead, honestly, is deciding which building is going to be like what is going to be inside, but I don't know. I'm probably doing it wrong, honestly. I don't know if there's a right way or a wrong way, but I've just been deciding on flying at the seat of my pants, like, all right, this is a store, so I'll make an indoor area that'll be a store, and we'll figure it out when we get down to it, or get back to it. Okay, so we got that. This looks pretty good. Let's start putting some benches all over the place, because why the hell not? We got like a museum over here, so naturally that should have some benches. I'm not sure. Well, it's a little cramped. One of the issues that I have been running into here with this scene in particular, and I guess it's fitting considering it's supposed to be a big city, it's supposed to be like New York. It's very cramped, and a lot of the collision I feel like is gonna need a lot of tweaking later on down the line. Like specifically like right here. So you got a tree. This has got like a 48 by 48 box. And then you've got the fence here, which I don't know the dimensions of that off the top of my head, but your character player, like Riker, when you're walking around as him, is 48 by 96, I believe. So I'm going to need 48 pixels of clearance here. So that's all going to have to just, like I said, that's going to be something that I'll have to play with later on. But you know what? These can go up here probably. I'm trying to think. You know what? All right. What does the front of the weird average body temperature is no longer? All right, not to go on a side tangent here. I know this is related to game dev, but they got me. They got me with their clickbait. I used to be an EMT, so I do have decent amount of interest in like human bullshit, like or medical bullshit from time to time. 98.6 degrees has been dropped from 0.05. Oh, all right. All right, you heard it here first. 97.9. That's the new average body temperature. We did it. Okay. Anyway, okay, so that was a nice little sidetrack because I am super easily distracted. Oh, what the hell was I gonna look at? Oh, I don't believe I actually forgot what we were supposed to be looking at. Oh, shit. Oh, right. We're supposed to be looking up the Met. All right. Metropolitan, blah, blah, blah. Museum art, the Met. Do you have benches in front of you? No, it doesn't look like it. Shit. Okay, they got fences. They got a lot of fences. I've walked down this road a million times. I know they got a lot of like halal food carts and friggin' the peanuts vendors. Yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, I feel like every time that I've gone to the Met, it's usually just people just chilling on the stairs, just sitting on the steps by the fountain. So, oh well. I'm sure there is a museum somewhere that has benches at the top of the stairs in front of the main entrance. And if there isn't, then Well, it's a fantasy RPG, so it doesn't matter. Okay, let's, while we're here at the museum, I know we're supposed to be doing benches, but let's do flags instead because we're already here. So we got the blue flags here. Those are kind of default color. Do green? Green might look nice. Oh, that looks kind of like regal almost, I feel like. That kind of almost looks like it should be in like a throne room somewhere. What about pink, purple, blue, red? Yellow? What about yellow? You know what? Let's do yellow. Let's do that. That looks pretty decent. So we'll do a couple of those, and then we will get a little smaller. We'll drop this down to 0.75. And we'll get, whoops, duplicate those. Once again, our good friend Control D. We got that flag there. Oh, nope, didn't take. Okay, how does this look actually in frame? Because the frame cuts off the edge of the map. Yeah, that looks all right for now. Could probably return to that at a later date. Oh shit! Actually, just realized that all these. All right, let's slide these objects onto. Yeah, in the most like vain attempts to organize stuff, I want to try and keep everything into the objects hierarchy or object game object. I don't know how you would refer to that. Let's see. So flag, box, crates, awnings, display windows. Those all go into objects. Okay, cool. Back to benches. Let's actually no. You know what? Do a third flag. Okay. Don't mind the dog jingling. Oh, and the dog shaking. I think he is a little bit confused because I actually had off from work today, which I very rarely get Fridays off, but lucky. So, good day to spend doing game dev. I'm not crazy about these benches here. This is a weird little alcove. I don't really know what we should put in there. We'll leave those benches there for now. We'll return to that later. But you know what? This is a hotel, or an inn. So we will throw some benches here. I know it says inn, but there's a funny line in the story where not that it's a spoiler. It's a joke spoiler though, so I don't know if you hate joke spoilers, skip ahead 30 seconds. But I know there's one line that from the story that's pretty funny where the whole game you refer to those these buildings like any RPG as an inn, and you go stay at the inn. That's where you go heal up. So they get to the big city, and I forget. I think it's Viola mentions that they should go stay at an inn for the night. Evie says, well, around here they call them hotels because they're big and fancy. And Viola says, oh, what's the difference between an inn and a hotel? And Evie's like, about 1,500 plat per night. Ba-dum-ch. Oh, we got barks too. Yep, we got barks. Charlie, knock it off. Charlie, no, come here. Oh, this is great. This is great video. I want to say great radio, but yep, all right. Anyway, now that little scuffle has been taken care of, real professional, I know, right? But I don't know. What do streamers do when their dogs bark at stuff? I guess I guess they just do like real awkward cuts, and you're just like. Whatever. Anyway, back to benches. So we got some benches there. I feel like there should be a second one here in front of the train station, but it's a little crowded. This is what I was talking about before, just because of the whole architecture of being a city and everything. It is just like kind of congested, and it's tough because, I'm sure one could argue like, oh, why didn't you just make, why didn't you make the map bigger? Why didn't you make the buildings, the sidewalk bigger? We've been trying to do our best with keeping the map smaller because I am, as I've mentioned a dozen times, I am not really well versed in coding and Unity specifically. So to try and optimize stuff at a later date, I just want to try and keep things as as optimal from the beginning and not have to like go back and try to fix that. So plus also not to mention from just like a game design perspective, people don't really like gigantic maps. I feel like the open world game like craze is still going strong, but for a 2D game, if there's no fast travel, I feel like most people don't really appreciate spending like 8 minutes to walk from one little corner of the little 2D RPG city to like the other end of it. So yeah, so for efficiency and just for the sake of the players, I'm gonna move that bench actually, because that's gonna get a door there. But yeah, for the players' sake and just for optimizing sake, try to keep everything as small as possible, or not small, but compact. There we go, compact and efficient. Okay, so we got some benches in the dog park. That's taken. Honestly, I don't know why I use the fancy white benches in here if it's a dog park, but oh well. What's done is done. All right. This is all right. So this area is it's coming together pretty decently. This is only one half of Dazzleburg City, mind you. Also, when I mentioned that it's the biggest city or town or whatever you want to call it in the game. Like this is a large map, and then also there is a second half to it. So that we will save for another time. In the meantime, let's just get some doors out here, and maybe after that we can call it a day. We'll decide. So this is like a big, probably like a bank kind of looking building. So that gets a big door. This building can have that. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, where did our little, here we go, this little market. I feel like we could actually stand to have some, you know what? Let's do this. Let's finish up. Let's do some drawing, because this, I don't want to jinx it. This shouldn't take too long, but let's see if we could make a glass door, because the wooden sticks out a little bit in like a urban environment. So we'll go into graphics, we'll go into parallax. Where's map objects? Or actually, I believe we have this under sprites. Objects, barrels, door. Where's door? Door 1, door 2, door 3. I can't really. Okay, here we go. So we will focus on just this. We won't worry about animating it. We'll take care of that another time. But, so we got, let's pull through here, because this is all gonna be glass. And okay, what we'll probably have to do here is you know what, instead of deleting that, let's fill that in with a glass texture. Where is our glass texture? Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Different layer. Hey, there you go. Imagine if that's the door right there. Do blending options. We will do, this needs to be an outer glow. 1 pixel. Drop this down to 50. Oh, wow. I did 21 pixels. Whoops. 1 pixel. This should be black or like a dark gray. Okay, good. And then the, whatchamacallit, drop the opacity down. Oh, too low. Drop it, yeah, 84, 85. Now inside here, let's fill this in with, we'll do, just for the sake, we'll put like a floor texture in here, but you know what I'll do? Let's do a pattern overlay with this tile. All right, you know what, okay. Do that. So now we have the pattern overlay. Let's change the scale so it's a lot smaller. We'll rasterize this layer. Squish this down. Actually, you know, I'm not crazy about how that looks. It's a little too small, actually. Let's change that to, we'll change to 50. Okay, that's a little better. So rasterize this again. Lower this down. Okay. And then we'll clone this. Chop that off so that it's not showing through. Actually, chop that off. And then back here, this could just be just kind of a generic, whatchamacallit, do a line here. A little thicker. Drop the opacity on this. Oh, that's way too, that is way too thick, actually, now that I look at it. Okay. So let's undo that. Drop this down to like 60. Okay, how does this look so far? Not bad. You know what? Oh, the wood is still showing, so let's change that. Let's change that to, we'll get rid of the vibrance, the saturation, so that's more of like a metal look to it. And actually, you know, we also need is a handle. So let's put a, do 3 pixels, and we'll get like a kind of bronze door, or like a handle there. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, how does it look from afar? Not bad. Not bad at all. Especially if this gets doubled up. Yeah, alright, alright. This, I think this should work. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually lower the opacity of the floor itself. It's because it's showing through a lot. Okay, cool. So let's export this as map objects. We'll do a Well, you know what we'll do? Yeah, we'll put one in our objects folder, and then we can animate it at a later date. Okay. So let's get out of here. Hop back over to Unity. We will... Oh, let's go set up the door that we just created. Where are you? Here we go. It's 48 pixels because that's the native pixel for this. Okay. And now these doors, let us replace these with the glass doors that we just did. Door, glass. There's one. This one's already rotated. There's the second one. Bada bing, bada boom. Hey, look at that. Look at this. That looks like you just walk on into that grocery store right now. Very good. Very cool. All right, and then these will definitely come in handy for a lot of the rest of the cities, like buildings, like you could probably use the either way, like I'll set a prefab up for them later, but yeah, not bad. All right, so let's call it quits here. We did a lot of benches, we made a little shop, and we got some drawing in too. So another successful edition of Dracanea Vlogs. So as usual, we appreciate you putting up with my rambling, and hopefully you got some good background noise or even some insight into game dev with this. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you really want to. Comment, giving some insight. What do you think about the human average body temperature going down by a degree? Tell me if you're shocked by that as I am. And other than that, thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.